Anya, you still with us?
Yes, I am. I'm just working here. I'm trying to figure this out. I'm here.
Okay. Okay, so let's go to the agenda. We got number one. Williamsburg Charter School. Williamsburg High School Charter School. So they want an amendment to the request previously approved. And then we have the applications from SLA. And we have DSNY that want to speak at the September board meeting. And then we have Brianna Peppers, Director of Government Relations, Real Estate. She's requested to speak at the executive board meeting. Okay, so anybody have any idea what order we want, or does somebody should be for the committee?
The Alice, it's Phil. First of all,
Yes, Phil.
I think all four of them are good. I think, we definitely want to listen to all four of them.
Phil, you sound like you're in a tunnel.
Oh, I'm sorry. We got some, me, I speak loud, so I don't know how.
Okay, say it loud.
Okay, there it is. I'm trying, again, but it's just whatever order you want to put it in. I would say we let all four present at the meeting.
Okay, in what order?
Having trouble.
The order that they are in?
No, I was thinking, should we let the SLA thing go last?
No, I would let it go. I would really keep it as number two.
Yes. We'll keep it, okay.
Yeah.
Which one is that?
Number two, stay as,
That's the SLA application.
yeah, stay as number two.
Okay.
Number two as number one?
No, it's number two. There's number.
Let it stay number two or number one?
Or number two would stay as number two, and number one would stay as number one, because that seems to be that's important also.
Okay, and then just do 3 and 4, Gina.
Yes, then
Yeah.
4.
Just do them in the order they're in. I'm good with that.
Okay, do it in the order they're in.
Okay, well, what about number 4, where they want to present to the request to speak with the executive board? We put them on the agenda or send them to committee?
I would let them present. I keep them, like at a 5 or 10 minute. Because we're going to be going a lot with that 40 Quay Street. That's going to be coming up a lot.
Okay,
I agree. I think the whole committee.
we'll let them present,
Yeah.
and we'll keep the order as it is.
Right.
Del, did you want to say something? Or?
I think the whole community board is interested in the
Yes.
Quay Street.
Yeah.
So I think it would be great to have them present.
Excellent. Yes, I'm with you 100%.
Okay, I just asked you because they requested to
Yeah.
speak with the executive board.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so
So if everybody's okay, I'll definitely make a motion that we keep the order that they're in right now.
is there a second?
I'm okay. Second, Sonia.
Okay,
Thank you,
all in
Sonia.
favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, that's complete the setting of the agenda for our September board meeting.
Nice. Perfect.
All the executive board is here, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes.
I have an announcement to make, and then I
Are
have
we here
another.
all? Sonia, Phil. I'm looking. Sonia, Phil, Dell, myself,
Yeah,
Simon.
everybody's here.
Yes.
Yeah, I have an announcement to make, and then I have an issue that we have to discuss.
May I ask a question? Just
Yes.
before a procedural question. I
I haven't been to these meetings in a very long time, and I have a specific issue that I'm looking for help around. I just wonder where in the meeting that might go, or if it goes in this meeting.
Well, tell us what the issue is.
So I live in Williamsburg on a block where a local, very small club has gone really out of control. I can go into more detail, but I'll just leave it at that. And I don't know what to do. I don't know what we can do as residents to address this. I know they're in violation of lots of things, but I couldn't tell you what those things are. I know that it's incredibly disruptive to the whole block.
Have you spoken
So
to the 990 precinct?
I keep calling
Neighborhood,
them.
the
Three
neighborhood
one
officer?
one is nothing happens. The precinct, I just started calling them. So far, I haven't gotten through to them.
What is the
You
issue?
need to speak to the NCOs at the 90 precinct and have your neighbors to make 311 complaints.
Everyone's making 311 complaints. What are NCOs?
Neighborhood, the neighborhood coordinating officers.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry, Chair, could I ask a question, please?
Yeah, if you can help her.
Yeah.
Yeah, could you please briefly, in a very nutshell, 2 minutes, what the issue is?
Yeah. So on this block, there has been a social club for many, many years. And they've always been a little bit wild, but, you know, just part of the neighborhood. And then in the pandemic, they were sort of illegally open through much of the pandemic, and then started having pretty wild parties every weekend that are very loud in the front and in the back. There's super over capacity in there, and partying in the street, outdoor speakers, very loud in the street. And now it's like this side of the block and the other side of the block with people on both sides of the block, lots of people drinking in the street. My neighbors are telling me there's lots of drugs, which I really believe because of the vibe there. And now they're attracting young, seems like out of town people who come there to party, and they're partying all over the street under all of our buildings every Friday and Saturday night. And I know we've been calling 311 about this for the last couple of years, and you know, people are reluctant to like really move on this, but it's really a problem. It's really loud, and it's quite almost scary for me to come home at night. When I ask people to move, I get pushback from people. I'm trying to go into my apartment, and there's like, who are you to ask me to move kind of thing. And it's just getting worse. So what to do?
Would you mind saying what block this is on?
This is on Grand Street between Driggs and Roebling.
And
Can I pose a question, Madam Chair? Santa here.
Yes.
Now, I was curious to know is so it's a full liquor license, it's a bar, it's a restaurant, it's a private club. I'm the chair of the outreach committee and community issue, but you know we've been involved with the community, you know, a lot, following a little bit the issue of over proliferation of legal license. But so this is not a news things, but definitely, is there an open restaurant? Is there an open street? I'm not aware precisely of the block, but definitely
Not an open street, and I believe it's a private club. That would be my guess.
Do you know if they have a liquor license?
I don't know for sure. There definitely is a lot of liquor in there, and there always has been. So I guess they have one. I would guess they have.
What's the precise address?
244 Grand Street.
What's the name of the club?
Is that the little? Is
Sports
that
bar?
the little? I'm sorry. Is that the little social club for with the little buildings? Like every 3 or 4 families. That's a social club.
Social club, yeah. And the woman who owns the building also owns a public garden on the opposite side of the street, which is where the partying goes back and forth between these two things.
Is that Toñita? Is her name Toñita?
Her name's Maria. I don't know
But
her
they
last
call her
name.
Toñita. I think that they do a lot of food and stuff there on certain Sundays. They cook some food.
They used to. Yeah, they used to.
I know
haven't
which one it
seen
is
that.
exactly.
Yeah. I haven't seen the food so much, but she used to feed people on Sundays. Yeah.
Exactly. So I know who she is. I think
Yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah.
And the 90th precinct don't seem to help as far as the noise, or did they tell
Well,
you?
calling 311 does nothing. In fact, well, okay, let me say, once in a while, a cruiser will come by. But the last time I saw a cruiser months ago, they pulled up onto the opposite side of the street from the club so that nobody even, like, there was no connection there. That they're not doing very much at all. Very, very little. And when I call back for 311 and see if they followed up, they say, yes, they addressed it, but it's still, we have this problem every week.
Very brief question. Are you organized as a block association? Are you organized as a coalition of neighbors there? I mean, I'm assuming this is an issue impact a large number of people.
Yeah, a large number of people
So-
on this block and on the block behind us.
Are you speaking for yourself, or are you speaking here representing a community of people?
Just right now, just myself. I don't know if we have a block association. I haven't heard people talking about it like my other neighbors.
I mean, we have intention in our community issue committee. If there's something that will definitely impact, a larger community, definitely we can be the receptor of an individual complaint. But if it's something that has larger impact, definitely, along the way, we're gonna have a meeting trying to identify if there are community issue. If we can help resolve them. We understand, sometimes overlap legal license, but if there is no legal license and there is sales of alcohol, I believe, there is potential to try to stop that. I look at the dress personally, just monitor our calendar. Some meeting will come soon, and we'll be able as a community to discuss understanding what our community issue and the issue of quality of life. I believe that's very important.
But
Yeah.
Madam Chair, excuse me, this has been
Yeah.
an issue like for the past 2 years. It's gotten out of hand, not just with Grand Street on South Third and Bedford. I mean, and the lady's absolutely right. It's an issue overall with the quality of life, that it's a bigger issue in the sense that no matter what we do in terms of calling 911 and calling the 311, it's been a problem, Madam Chair. And I don't know in the future meetings what the precinct's gonna do in terms of so many changes and a lot of the, this whole thing with the police and the bail reform. It's gotten to a point where our quality of life, even here in South Third and Bedford, is bad. So I think I don't know where we're gonna go with this in terms of helping not just the lady that's speaking, but the whole community itself. Because by this Bedford and Roebling, it is bad.
Was anybody attending the precinct council meetings from there? You should
A
go
lot
to the
of
90 precinct council meetings. You can call them up and ask them when the meeting is going to be held. I think they have them at 30 Montrose once a month. So, and you can talk to somebody in confidence and tell them exactly what's going on.
So,
Santo, you think you can help her get the block organized or whatever?
Yes, Madam Chair, and you know very well when we spoke many months ago, and we had the denomination of community issue, and it's exactly, trying to probably find a way, and also your intention was to have the ability to have a platform. Hopefully now we have new member in the community board. We didn't have a proper meeting after the summer. Let's see if we can revitalize the committee, and I believe this is happening all the time. I'm here every day between the restaurant, the open street, and other event. The issue of quality of life, it keep rising all the time. And the community board has been always.
So do you think you can work with her and help her out with this issue?
Yeah, I mean, let's have our first meeting after our general public hearing and committee meeting, and let's see if we can put in calendar and start to talk about what our community issue and the quality of life concept that is gone a little bit forgotten.
Okay, Joelle, can you call the community board office tomorrow and ask for Santo's number, and then you can call Santo and then y'all can talk about it?
is it Santos? Santo?
Sante.
My name is Sante.
Okay.
Sante.
Santa?
Sante. Sante with the E at the end.
Sante. Sante. Oh, Sante. Like health.
I don't want to give you the
Sally,
number
yeah.
here publicly, but I will be happy to give you a number to you. But if you call the office, as Chairperson Fuller said, I'll be happy to talk to you again and give you a tip and try to understand and let's see if we can put in contact. Let's see if there is other group of people who's been working on similar issue where you are. But definitely stay tuned. Hopefully we're gonna have a meeting, and I will ask also the Save Community committee to help us probably and have your collaboration in this concept of quality of life. They keep arising and coming back on us in different ways. Okay, thank you.
Thank you. I will find your number on the website, right?
No, you had to call the office, speak with
But
Joanna.
that number?
Yeah,
That number?
and she'll give you my private number. I'll be happy to
Okay,
talk to you.
got it.
So.
Okay, got it. Okay, thank you so much, everybody. I really appreciate this. I will call the office tomorrow.
Okay, thank you. I hope we
you.
were helpful, and I wish you all the success in getting this issue resolved.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate it.
Have a good evening.
Thank you, you too.
Does anybody else have anything pressing?
I just have a question on that issue. I saw an
you
email
got a question?
today, particularly about the Public Safety Committee. And a person, I don't know him really, or I don't know them, Ronan Dali,
Right.
who has expressed interest in chairing the Public Safety Committee. Is that something that has been approved, or how does that work?
Well, I'm in the process of setting up committees, but Santo is doing community outreach. So if we get to the point where it need to go to public safety, because it seems like she didn't want to discuss it and go into any details.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe they can work together to help her resolve the issue.
Mm-hmm. Sante, you know, that the block that she's talking about is right around the corner from Fillmore Place, and they have a pretty tight block association.
Yeah, and I've been in contact with some of them. That's why I was asking, I was trying to visualize, but I didn't have the time to open the map exactly.
Mm-hmm.
And we've been in contact because they were very strongly advocating for landmark at the time I spoke.
Mm-hmm.
And then during COVID, I don't know, some people moved away back and forth, but probably we can help her. Let me see. I have a contact somewhere, and let's see what we can do. But mostly I was here because the issue of quality of life has come tonight. It was unexpected. I didn't know this woman, and the community issue that this is outside of the Public Safety Committee. So if I can have your support, it's something new. It's less orthodox, it's unorthodox, but those are becoming community issue, and we can be the receptor individual concern. But if something becomes we need to support the idea of quality of life. This has been a legacy of community board. And
yeah, maybe you can help her organize a block association.
Yeah, it is. This is the idea. Of course, it's a lot of heavy work, a lot of heavy lifting that is needed to do that. And we lose some of the people along the way. Everybody support that, but nobody is willing to do the heavy lifting that is required. Mm-hmm. That's why I was
Santo, you're absolutely right. That there's been a concern with the uptick of people doing stuff, and even here I witnessed it when people speak up, it's not nice, and some people have gotten hurt over it. That's why people are shying away from getting involved. But it's bad, guys. It's really, really bad. This summer has been pure hell for 2 months here. Pure hell.
And honestly, if I can recruit some of you, as you already sit on the executive committee meeting, to join my committee. And I know we start with the outreach, of course, but you know, we may not have all the tools. The community board may not have all the tools to do the outreach, but definitely we can become a platform to talk when there are community issues, where we give space also to the community, because it seems the community didn't have this much space because community board is DOT, and we go through the DOT issue and so on, land use, and we have to go through and vote. So we service the system. We really don't serve the community. And then when they come to our public hearing, they have 1 minute to speak. There is never time enough. So if some of you want to join my committee and we want to strengthen that idea, I don't want to give you more work. I don't want to more work for myself, but maybe we can reinforce the concept of quality of life, whatever that means. without focusing on any particular issue or things that generated. But the issue, it is what it is at the end of it. So that's all. I invite you, if you want to join the committee and strengthen it, I would appreciate it.
I'm in. I agree. I'm in.
Okay, good. Gina, I know we spoke before, and I know you've been into.
I invited Santi for us to partnership with my committee, which is the Capital Budget Committee, only
We spoke about, yes.
that we are able to work together in terms of doing the outreach for the Capital Budget Committee items. So working together.
And maybe the committee, I'll put in the agenda, maybe we start with an initial meeting based just on exploration of community issue in the community. Let's see what happens. And let's see if we can invite community member and understand, because it's going to be a lot of new issue that are going to come out. I know for sure there is a lot of things happening, and the community is divided, and we cannot have community divided. We got to find a way, and maybe it's about compromising. I don't know exactly, but you know very well what we're talking about. So, okay, I don't want to take any more time of your meeting. I'll
Okay, well, that'd be great, Santo, if you can pull this together and start working on issues,
Okay.
that's really concerning. Does anybody else have anything? Okay,
I smile because it's Sante, but he lets you get away with it.
So what?
His name is Sante, but he lets you get away with it.
Yeah, well, nobody pronounces my name exactly right. I don't have a problem with it, as long as I know they're talking to me.
What is
You
it,
know.
Sante?
Huh?
S-A-N-T. I'm gonna write it and print it. It's okay. I forgive you. It's not intentional, and
He
doesn't
I'll be
discriminate
talking
me,
to him.
so it's fine. But
Sorry about the
think of French.
sorry
Sante.
about the mispronunciation, Santo, but
No, but
Sante,
think about French.
but it just doesn't come out right.
Sante. Think about French, even if I'm Italian. Sante, and that's will
I
help.
think about a glass
Maybe
of
I come
wine.
out better
I
call
think
you
about a
Michelli.
glass of wine.
Now, that's a good
Sante.
thought. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
maybe I'll call you Michelli.
No, you call me Santo, whatever.
Yeah.
It's fine. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, call me.
I have an announcement, and I regret to make this announcement that our district manager, Jerry Esposito, is retiring. As of today is his last day.
Wow,
Starts
No.
retirement tomorrow.
wow.
Oh dear God, no.
Wait, how could that be so fast? Oh my God.
So what?
I said, how can this be so quick? Jerry.
I gave my notice 2 weeks ago and a day.
Oh.
This
I was
communication didn't
informed.
come
I
out
got
to
a 2
us.
weeks notice. So what, Marie?
I said it didn't come out to us. I mean, to learn about it like this is like a shocker.
I have no words, Jerry. I'm just heartbroken.
Oh dear.
45 years and 65 days.
No,
How many minutes, Jerry? How many hours now?
You
And,
deserve,
and counting.
you deserve the rest, but it's just hard for me. I'm missing you. You're just the best. It's just hard. It's hard. You have to give us time to grieve, because, oh my God, I have no words, Jerry. I'm stuttering. I'm a mess.
Well, I feel broken up, and I'm shocked and everything, but I know that people have to move on and have to do what's best for them. And I know it hasn't been easy. So we'll see what happens with that. Also, we have to make a decision about the car, how we want to handle the car. So I don't think Joanna will be able to keep up with the car, with the inspection, and and all this other stuff, and whatever the car needs. So we have to make a decision about the car.
I have a question.
Yes.
Not about the car, but succession planning.
Huh?
Succession planning. What's the next step? The community board cannot operate without a district manager.
Well, Borough Hall is aware of it, that you know, his last day was today, and I guess they'll tell us what their procedure is, and then we'll take it from there. As soon as I find out what the procedure is, you know, I guess I have to call an executive board meeting, and then we'll take it from there. So I don't know what the procedure is. I don't know if they give us a search committee or they send us somebody, we interview them, and then we take it for the whole board to vote on, should we hire that person? I don't know what their procedures are. I'm pretty sure it's changed since Jerry came on board. So with the hiring like it is, I don't even know how long we're gonna be without a district manager.
I'm just saying, who's minding the house?
Yeah, does that mean Joanna is all by herself now?
That's what it means.
So they've known for 2 weeks and they've done nothing to help us, to help Joanna. That's great.
Yeah, well, they haven't said anything to me about their procedure or what the next step is. They haven't said anything to me. So like I said, I don't know what the procedure is. But I don't know, you know, how long we can function with one staff person, you know.
Well, I mean, you know, Joanna cannot be working 24 hours a day. I mean, well, this is not possible. This is unfeasible. I mean, she can't be running the community board all day and then, you know, all the evening running the meeting.
Yeah,
I know.
a lot. There's a lot that Joanna's, I mean, just with now, and furthermore, with the liquor license committee, Tom resigned. So Joanna's going to be totally by herself at this point, trying to work with the liquor licenses that are coming in to a new committee.
Yeah, well, you know, committee's gonna have to step up to the plate and, you know, do their reports and stuff and get them to her, you know, and so she can put them on letterhead and get them out. You know, they're gonna have to get to her in a timely manner with their meeting dates and everything. It's, you know, I'm baffled.
But it's beyond the administrative functions. It's beyond that.
Of course it is.
It's the management.
Yeah. Yeah, to run everything, you know, and then the meetings too. It's gonna be a chore. But she says she's up to the challenge, so.
God bless her.
I have faith in her, so we all have to work to help her as well. Whatever we can do to alleviate all that, we have to also put in our part.
So, I mean, I have faith in Joanna too. She's amazing.
I can't hear you, Dale.
I said I have faith in Joanna also. She is absolutely amazing, but there are just, I mean, she has to be allowed to go home sometimes. She can't be running the community board all day and then running all of the meetings in the evening. It's not possible.
Not to mention that there was a lack of staff capacity. And we all recall that we used the not the cost savings, but the accruals that were left on the budget to temporarily hire someone to help fill the gap. And if that was a very small period of time, now we're talking about, we don't know, it's indefinite because we don't know the process. We don't know how, you know, the recruitment process, the onboarding process. We don't know all of this.
No, we don't know. And nobody's reached out to us and given me any kind of direction either.
So Dialis, I mean, does it mean that Joanna, I guess, would have to be proactive and reach out and ask, what are the next steps? Where are we? What do we have to do as a board? What do we have to do as a district office?
I guess we're gonna probably have to reach out to Borough Hall. I'll probably have to send them an email. I don't know, to Renoza or city, whoever do the hiring, and ask them how do, you know, how do we go about getting a district manager? Or what are their process, what are their procedure? Anybody got any ideas?
It's a little, I mean,
Too short
would have been
notice.
good if we had known about this 2 weeks ago.
And what, Dal?
It would have been good if we had known about this 2 weeks ago.
As far as,
Can I ask a
We
question?
could
And
have
I hope that I'm
tried-
not being, I hope that I'm not being combative or whatever. I don't want to be confrontational. Not combative, confrontational. But why wasn't a notice sent out right away? I mean, 2 weeks is not enough, but at least 2 weeks ago.
well, it didn't occur to me that we should inform the whole board. You know, I figured I'd make an announcement at the executive board.
So, I mean, I think we should have had an emergency meeting 2 weeks ago, and then maybe we could have reached out then to Borough Hall. I don't know what to do, but, we can't just walk away and leave Joanna completely alone. We're not gonna have any meetings. I don't know. I don't know what to say. Or she has to, or the office has to be closed, I guess, so that Joanna can be running the meetings. She, I don't know. But this is an emergency, in my opinion.
I agree.
Well, it's been difficult with me to deal with this. And, I don't know, I got the notice, I was told 2 weeks ago that he was retiring the first. So, Jerry's retiring, so, it's his retirement, not mine.
What about an interim? What about an interim district manager?
Well, when Borough Hall or the city or whoever, when they knew that he put his paperwork in, they should have started reaching out then and telling us what to do. And, maybe if they'd have done their due diligence, they'd have told us that we'll start sending you somebody. You could start interviewing, at least you could have somebody in there a week after or a day after. But nobody said anything.
Yeah, no, I think we need an interim.
Yeah, so what if we just throw
You
that?
need what?
Acting.
And acting.
Mhm.
Yeah, well, they could have had somebody in place to send to us to see.
Or interim.
Or interim.
Yeah,
But
until we chose somebody.
yes.
But like I said, I don't know what their procedures are.
Okay, but I think we should request it, or request it. This is what we need, because there's a lot at this point that Joanna's.
Joanna is fully qualified to step up.
I agree. I would recommend that we ask that Joanna be at least the interim until we, find out what the full procedure is, but then she still needs someone else to help her.
Yesterday.
Yeah, I mean, she can't be in 2 or 3 places at once. I mean, I
Would
don't
we
know
be
if
allowed?
Joanna has anything to say, but
Would we be allowed to bring a temp, just like we did a couple of months ago?
No, if we have the money.
Well, not for anything, but there are going to be accruals on the district manager's salary line.
Yeah, they're gonna have their salary. That's why I said they should have been able to send somebody, like interim. In the meantime, they could have been put this together and sent us somebody until we decided who we wanted. I don't know.
So the hiring practice is by them, by the full board.
Sonia, we can't hear you.
The hiring practices. They hire, or do we vote? Do we have a say in who comes in or out?
Should. How does that work? How does that work, Jerry?
When I was hired and it might have changed since then. So someone will have to make contact with the borough president's office. But when I was hired, the community board under Francis Hamburger Sternberger set up a search committee. The search committee fielded applications and resumes after making public knowledge of the job vacancy. There were 28 applicants. The search committee interviewed the 28 applicants and knocked it down to 4 applicants. And those 4 applicants, me being one of them, were interviewed by the full board. Each one went in, had time to speak before the full board, and then the full board made a decision.
Got it.
Yeah, I thought because we when you got elected years ago and we had a vote, right, Jerry? Yes,
Sonia, I wasn't born yet. I don't know what you're talking about. It's 45 years and how many minutes and how many
No, I'm saying that one year, I remember when I came in, Jerry, wasn't there up for the recollection for district manager to vote on it? As I recall, I used to write all my notes. I can't find my notebook, but back then, didn't we have to like years ago, have to vote like the district manager to again have you renewed or something to that effect?
No, maybe a salary increase here and there, far and few, but they were there, yeah.
Okay, my bad. I just recall something like that. Just weird.
But we were also told that we could have 2 assistant district managers, and that's when we came to the board to make Joanna a assistant district manager. And I was told by the Office of Management and Budget that it could be done. And after the board approved it, it was denied. So, so Joanna never got the title of assistant district manager. She did get the salary increase, but she's still in the same title. But she knows all of the policies and procedures. She knows all of the city programs, passport, all of the purchasing programs, and she would be an excellent candidate for district manager.
Jerry.
Oh, yeah.
The institutional knowledge that you possess, the historical knowledge.
I'll be a phone call away, Maria. I'm not going anyplace that I know of.
You coming to the meetings?
Now you're pushing it.
Oh gosh.
Well, I don't think the answer is to just sit back and wait until Borough Hall wakes up and realizes there is an emergency.
I agree. Well, I think, Madam Chair, you mentioned sending out the email, maybe first thing in the morning, let them know the situation, let them know if we're going to brainstorm or throw out ideas. We throw some ideas out. Perhaps let's see what happens if we send out something to the effect, what we're proposing and see what they say. Madam Chair?
Yes, Sonia.
I was saying that perhaps you can do an email in the morning proposing to have Joanna be the acting or the interim district manager, and see if we can find in the budget have somebody hired to help her assist. I mean, what vacancies are there currently in the office?
What?
We have the vacancies. How many does the budget call for employees at the community board office?
We had 3.
And we just have Joanna now. And
yeah, as of tomorrow.
Yes, so can we just say that she would be the acting district manager, and then we'll look to hire, ASAP? Can we please figure it out and let them name her as the acting one for now?
Yeah, I'll ask them what the procedure is for hiring a district manager or whatever.
Yeah, but it seems to me every time we ask the borough office, they come back everything like no, or just don't respond. But if we throw things at them and just record it, that we're trying to make make a solution
Well,
and
the
let them
thing, the
basically
thing
know.
is, Jerry, do the hiring come through DCAS or do it come through Borough Hall?
The hiring? What do you mean the hiring?
The hire employee.
What do you mean the hiring?
When you get a new employee, I mean, maybe I'm just not thinking this. Yeah. I'm trying to
Recruitment?
figure out who would Borough Hall be the only place to go to? Is that the right place to go to?
The Borough President's Office does the processing of all community board employees for the borough.
Okay, so that's
Antonio.
that.
But they don't do the selection. The boards do
Right.
their individual selection.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out the first step. Thanks.
Wouldn't the first place, Jerry, wouldn't the first step be like, okay, as a board and then bring it up to the general board that we're suggesting that Joanna fill in as the district manager could be our recommendation for her to be
What?
moved up?
She would probably have to apply for it.
I don't know if there is such a title as interim, and you certainly can't ask the employee to do all this additional work without any remuneration.
That's right. And we can't put her in a position where she's going to look bad because she's only one person and there's no way she can handle everything. No human being can.
No, but that's not what I was saying. I was saying because there's 2 vacancies as far as in the office. There was supposed to be 3 employees, right? And where's the status on that? Where's the other person?
There's one vacancy and one employee is on FMLA leave.
Oh, okay.
Well, what is the plan? I mean, we've known now for 2 weeks. Is there a plan for moving forward?
I think that we're stumped. I mean, and we have to recognize our ignorance, but we haven't encountered a problem like this before. Jerry's been there forever.
All like Maria said, they're stumped. We all look up against the unknown. We have confidence that Joanna can carry it, but the idea is that carrying it by herself is going to be a load, and we need somebody in this as quick as possible. And there's going to be even more because whoever come in, they're going to have to be trained by her.
I have to reach out to the borough president's office to figure out the process. That's all.
Yeah, that's all we can do.
Maria, that's the best idea. Yes. It's Philip, that's the best idea.
Can't move forward until we find out what the process is.
In touch with Antonio's office.
They were notified, they gave approval. They should have told us what the plan was or what we should do going forward.
They have no say in the process. They did not give approval. They have no say in the process.
Oh, they have no say so?
Hi, everyone.
There's got to be a process.
Hi, everyone. I'm just a member of the community listening in, but I did look online and I saw that the city charter has the guidelines for hiring a district manager, so I would recommend maybe looking there.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Unfortunately, I can't
Thank you
share
so
a link in
much.
the chat, but otherwise
You
I
gotta
would
love
send it.
Google, right?
Yeah, it's in Chapter 70, City Government in the Community.
So does it give you Freeman, does it give you an idea where to start at? I mean, give us some sense of what it says.
Okay. Well, the first thing I read said that the district manager is elected by the community board, but under the rules of the city of the Charter of New York.
Would you mind if I reached out to Celeste from Community Board 4? I mean, Celeste has been the district manager for about
5 years.
how long now? Not
About
that
5
long.
years, 5, 6 years.
About how long?
I think she's probably been there 5 or 6 years.
Yes, I mean, it was the,
If it's been that long.
Celeste is a good friend.
Yeah.
And,
Well,
and I
anybody
think
want to reach out and know somebody, you know, that knows somebody that's been through this process and want to get back to us. If we want to call an executive board meeting once we get some information, then we can do that.
Excuse me, fellow member, can I interject? If it is based on what Mr. Friedman was saying, if this is a decision will require vote for the full board, shouldn't we have maybe an emergency meeting with the full board instead of wasting then another month? As this is a very high sensitive issue, and the community can be extremely damaged. You know, there is like legal license, land use application, and I mean the machine will have to keep going efficiently. Maybe
We'll keep doing things. We'll keep running the board, you know, as best as we can. You know, Joanne and I, you know, we don't have a problem with that as of now, you know, but we need to find out what the procedure is. And if we call an emergency meeting and don't know what we're talking about, we'll just be sitting here just like we're sitting here now.
Madam Chair.
Yes.
The gentleman is absolutely correct. Under the charter, it does it says requires each community board to appoint a district manager, which serves at the pleasure of the community board. So if it's our discretion, it says New York City Charter, under that section, requires each community board to appoint a district manager, which serves at the pleasure of the community board. So therefore, we mentioned that we are going to at least, or up to Anna, or say that we are going to appoint her or do something as a community board, we should have that emergency meeting and say, hey, this is what we want. Because we continue to ask them, and it's like deaf ears, guys. That's what frustrates me. But the charter clearly states a district manager requires the community board to appoint them.
Yeah, we could appoint Joanna, but that doesn't mean that she has any help.
I don't think that it works that way, does it?
Huh?
Does it work that way, that we can appoint just like that without going through?
I
don't think it works that way.
But excuse me, maybe the emergency meeting should also involve somebody from the legal office, from the borough presidents. I don't know what it would be the office. Is the community board office? Is a special office in this case? I don't know, probably Jerry could say, but the emergency meeting should probably invite all the people who can give the answer to the full board, probably to fast this process. Sorry, I'm ignorant in regard, but I'm trying to think this is a very, and having an extra salary, whatever it is, that Joanna becomes an interim, I believe the goal is to have the ability to hire an additional person there to fulfill the task they are required by the office. And they are already too many, I'm assuming. But just a comment.
Well, if we're going to have an emergency meeting, we need somebody that know what they're talking about and give us the right directions. And the problem is, who's that going to be?
So, Jerry, do you know if we can just appoint someone, or if we are required to to interview more than one person?
I'm not sure if Joanna was promoted to district manager. I'm not sure what that would entail. That might not be required, but certainly someone might want to have a conversation with either the director of community boards at Borough Hall or the director of human resources at Borough Hall to get answers to these questions.
I don't think it works that way. If it were only that easy, I just don't think it works that way.
These are the people who should be the point of contact. Tamisha Honeygan, who is the director of human resources, or Carol Ann Church, who's the Director of Community Boards.
And I think we should have them ask both of them to come to an emergency meeting.
Is Joanna on this call?
Yes,
In this meeting?
and I mean, it might just be getting a simple answer from them, and then proceeding from there. To call a meeting just to have them blurt out what the answers to these questions are doesn't seem like it requires a meeting.
Yeah.
I agree.
I agree.
There should be a phone call to them to find out what the procedure is. And then we can discuss whether, then, you know, we can decide whether we need to bring them to a meeting or not. If the full board can just, decide on Joanna, for instance, without having to interview anyone else, that's one situation. If we have to have a search committee and go through some other kind of process, that's another situation.
I'll reach out to the director of community board, director of community boards, and try to get get her to get us on the right track.
Okay,
Right
great,
now.
great.
That's what I'm doing.
Okay.
Has anybody reached out to
That's what
Antonio?
I'm doing stuff right now.
Has anybody reached out to Antonio?
So what, Sonia?
Has anybody reached out to the board president, Antonio, or
No.
his staff?
No, I haven't reached out to anybody. You know, I'm just telling y'all tonight. You know, it's been a lot of things going on in the last 2 weeks.
Oh, so we could get it straight from him, don't we? Just contact him and say, hey, what's up?
Also, I would be curious to know, because everything goes on precedent and history, I'm sure this won't be the only case. I mean, in all the entire city, what happened with other community board? Have been similar situation. Did the district manager retire? Did the district manager have to leave because, I don't know, got sick and couldn't be there? How other borough office deal with a similar issue, and how the community board deal, what they have done. I'm sure there is some history there of something similar that has happened.
Well, Maria said she was going to reach out to board 4.
I'm reaching out to the district manager because I consider her a friend.
Right, that's what I said. You're going to reach out to board 4. So, I don't know. Well, they didn't take a long time to get a district manager over there, right? When Nadine left.
But they already knew Nadine was leaving in advance, and so they started to.
Oh, they had the opportunity to work on it.
Correct. And when Nadine left, there was a very small gap between.
In other words, it was a smooth transition.
Not totally seamless, but smoother than.
Right, but it didn't take a year and a day to get it done.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like everyone knew Nadine was retiring.
Right.
Oh, you know what? Maybe Nadine.
Huh?
I'm sorry. I'm thinking out loud.
Did Simon leave? He ain't said nothing. Simon left? Okay. So, you know, we just have to reach out and see what we can do to get this ball rolling. And we just have to be as helpful to Joanne as much as we can.
And to be helpful and sensitive to Joanna, because it's going to be, you know.
The what, Gina?
No, I agree with you that we're going to have to be as helpful and sensitive to Joanna, because there's a lot of work that's going to be the committees now.
Yeah, so we're gonna have to be very sensitive, you know, to our needs, and know that she can't carry this by herself.
Yeah.
You know, we're gonna have to step up and start doing more things for ourselves. Like Sonia, you're gonna have to start doing the minutes.
Got it.
Did she leave?
Who left?
Sonia.
No, I say, yeah, got it.
Huh?
I say, yes, I got it.
Okay, so, you know, you're gonna have to start doing that and make sure that we get those and everything. So, I don't know. So we're just gonna have to be more conscious that, you know, and the phones are constantly busy in the office and stuff, you know. And I don't know. But Joanna, you know, she's really good. She's really good, you know. It's just that we know that it's a heavy load for her, and we got to do as much as we can to make the burden as light as possible for her under the circumstances. So, has anybody else got any ideas or any other discussion on this? Okay, we have to make a decision about whether we want to tell the city to come and get this car.
Why can't the new employee use the car?
True.
That's true too, but it's gonna sit there until we get somebody.
No.
Well, okay. Well, we don't have to make a decision on it. We can
Right.
just let it, you know, take care of this and then take care of that later.
One thing at a time.
Yeah, I think the car is really not the priority
No.
right now. I think the priority is
Yeah,
figuring out
because
what to
Jack
do.
Darren said the next person come in, they might want to use it. The next person, because I doubt if they'll ever get another one for a district manager.
I think we just got to work this thing out about not having a district manager. That's the priority. If I say so, I mean, that's my opinion.
Yeah, well, I brought it up because I know the car is sitting there and Jerry's authorized to drive it.
Oh, Jerry, that's a great question, Dialis. I mean, Madam Chair.
No problem.
Well, he's not going to be here anymore to drive it. He's the authorized driver. Therefore, there's no other. I don't think there's any other. It can't sit there waiting for someone else to.
Joanna could become the authorized driver. It's a matter of taking a city driver safety course, which is nothing but reading a booklet and signing it.
Understood.
Is Joanna willing? Joanna, are you
Yeah,
willing?
hi. Yes. I'll be
See,
willing to take the training course.
You see, guys, so Joanna's willing. So then that issue is not an issue, right? Madam Chair?
I don't know if it means.
I don't know.
I don't know if it means anything, but I would nominate for myself, I would nominate Joanna as our next district manager, if that means anything.
I second it too. I agree.
But we just have to find out where to go from here, how to go about doing that.
Perhaps just sending it to the borough president's office. We had the meeting and then we're going to bring it to the regular board in the next meeting. But this is our recommendation and see what they throw back at us. Like I said from the beginning.
It doesn't work that way.
Well, if the charter indicates, and it indicates that the community board chooses their district manager, we can at least throw out that recommendation and say, hey, we're thinking about it, we're brainstorming, we're trying to get a solution, and let them bounce back and say yes or no. We can't keep leaving everything to them because apparently they knew for the past 2 weeks and nothing happened. So therefore, we have to be proactive.
I agree. And we don't know how it works. So if it doesn't work that way, fine. Then we'll find out it doesn't work that way.
Absolutely.
I would like to nominate Joanna. If people have other people they want to nominate or they want to look further, fine, you know, but I'm just saying that now. Just saying, as they say.
Is that at this, like during the time sensitive, everything that's going on and just keeping, you know, the show has to go on. The business has to be for the people. We've got to come up and be proactive because apparently we keep getting a slap in the face every time we try to bring something to the Brooklyn Borough office. It's just getting ridiculous and it's frustrating me to the point where I'm about to scream.
It doesn't take much, Sonia.
Got jokes, take it on the road.
Yeah, well, we got to push for her to get some help in the office because making her the district manager is not going to solve the issue with the health problem.
But again, that's what we address in the email. This is the issues that we're going. This is what we need. These are what our needs are. We're throwing it out there because therefore We're going to them to guide us. If they're not going to advise us or guide us, then we have to take matters into our own hands.
Okay, look like we got our work cut out for us.
Yes, we do. Are we agreeing that we're going to send that email?
Yes,
Yes,
yes.
Yes, I agree. I
I
agree.
agree.
Dale made the motion, nobody seconded.
I'll second it.
Sonia seconded.
We didn't hear you. Okay, so we want to send a letter to borough president telling him that we recommend that Joanna become the district manager.
Yes.
Yes.
Hold on a second. This is sending a letter to the borough president. What kind of, and I'm not trying to be the Debbie Downer, but transparency and participation. Where does the full board come in with this decision?
The full board would have to vote on it.
Exactly.
Yes, for the next meeting, once we send that out, we let them know what we have decided, what we're doing, and let them vote. Like we said earlier, I said the board would have to vote on it, but this is our recommendation. We're making a recommendation. We're putting out the motion on the next meeting. This is what we recommend. Let them say yes or no, whatever they need to vote on, but we can put it on their agenda.
And you may want to preface it by stating that if in-house promotions are allowed.
Okay.
Right.
This is just a recommendation of the executive committee. It's like any other recommendation we make, it has to come to the full board, and the full board can vote yes or no.
Exactly.
So you're voting to bring this up at the full board, a vote at our next meeting?
Yes,
Yeah,
I think it has to. If yes,
we're bringing it up, right?
yes, we should bring it up. Well, if we vote on this motion, it has to come before the full board for their approval. It's not binding until it goes to the full board.
Absolutely.
I agree. But since you're the vice chair, so you can bring it up and say this is what the discussion was, and to act for a vote, right?
I didn't hear your full statement, Sonia.
I said since we're gonna put it in the agenda, and then when we'll just make the motion. This is what happened. Make the recommendation. Request the motion. Let people vote on it, like a normal committee would just do.
Or we could bring it up in new business and vote on it.
True.
Shouldn't this be?
Back, Celeste is calling me
Shouldn't
back.
this also be in the notice for the full board meeting so that everybody knows that this is coming, that they don't get surprised the way we were just surprised tonight?
You mean he's talking about put it on the agenda? That'll be an item that we voted on.
Yes.
You're making the announcement of Jerry's retirement.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
We add it to the agenda and then it discussed, and then the full board can vote on it.
Yes.
Yes.
So you want it to be the last item?
Yes.
You want it to be number 4? I mean 5?
For 5, you'd have to amend the agenda.
Sure.
But I think we should just, for me, I think it should go sooner.
Can I say something as a board member, not to interfere with your committee decision? I'm here luckily tonight, so as you were shocked, I'm shocked. I understand the problematic. I believe an email, at least an email tomorrow to all the board members, because the people is going to hear, I will tell somebody and the voice will go around and you'll do the same. I believe should be an official notice coming from the office immediately. Alerting is going to be an emergency meeting. It should be few notes. It should go out tomorrow. If I wasn't aware, I'd love to receive that email note tomorrow.
That's wise. That's
Right?
wise.
Yes,
That's a good idea.
I agree. That's a
And-
very wise.
And I'm in support of Joanna, but generally I would say the moment you will understand what are the technicality of the laws and the rules, I believe, the board, of course, you can propose, Joanna, I can say, yes, I support that idea, but I believe before engaging into that, maybe listing as a possibility, but definitely the other member of the board may feel they have completely different opinion.
Yes,
And,
and they absolutely have to have absolutely, this is just a recommendation we have among ourselves. It's not binding on the board. And certainly if they get the email tomorrow, by the time that we have the board meeting, everybody will be prepared and on notice. And if people from the board want to broaden the applicants, then that can be brought up at the board, right? At the board meeting.
Yeah, what I was trying to say, I believe Joanna will be the qualified person, but I believe I don't think the board should be put it because there is this emergency, The board should really support Joanna because they identify that Joanna is the person at the service because of her skill, because of the ability that Jerry has just mentioned it, but not because we have this emergency and we need to have a district manager tomorrow, because that could be equally destructive and not beneficial to the board and to Joanna herself. But it's my comment as a board member, but that's all.
Again, the fact that the members of the executive committee feel that Joanna would be the best person is not binding on the full board, it'll.
Be a recommendation.
So.
It's a recommendation.
I agree that tomorrow an email should go out to the full board. They shouldn't be blindsided by this. They should know as soon as possible.
I agree.
They don't know.
Yeah. Well, they should know, but we don't want to.
It should be put in writing.
Yes, they don't. It shouldn't be word of mouth. Yeah.
Absolutely. We should just send that out and let them know prompt, what's going on, because they'll come out, they'll come back and bite us. It will come back and bite us.
Yeah, and rightfully so.
Okay, Dale, you made the motion. Could you put it in writing for us so that way we're clear on what we're talking about and send it to the office?
I didn't make the motion. What, you mean the motion that I would like to nominate Joanna?
Yeah.
Is that a motion? I just mentioned that I would like.
But they seconded and voted on it.
Oh, okay, so everybody agrees?
Yeah.
Yes, I agree, Sonia.
Agree.
Okay, I'll send that in writing as a motion that the executive board supports nominating Joanna as our supports recommending and nominating Joanna as our next district manager.
Perfect.
Okay.
Okay.
And we want it as an agenda item. Phil said we have to
Yeah.
amend the agenda. We already voted on this agenda that we met. We added something to it.
So we'll make a motion to add that item. And you want to make it number 5 on the agenda?
Yes. Number 5 on the agenda.
Okay, I'll make a motion that
Yes.
we add that item. We have the 5th item of our agenda.
Okay, is everybody in favor?
Favor, yes.
Yes.
Okay,
Do we still have a quorum present?
I believe we do.
Yes, we do.
Sure.
Maria, I guess Maria's on the phone. I think she said that Celeste called her. I don't know.
Maria is still shows as being present.
Yeah, but she said, I think she said Celeste had called her. She's probably on the phone with Celeste. So anybody got any other suggestions?
Okay, I'm back. I'm back. Can you guys hear me? I don't know if you can
Yes.
see me.
Yes.
Okay. So yep, the first step is to reach out to the borough president's office, is what I understand, and seek the guidance of the borough president's office. There is, and I can't read my own handwriting. The executive committee has to reach out and has to determine. And there is the potential for for a recommendation of who, if you want to promote someone, a person from within. In this case, it's only one person, Ms. Joanna. But however, the recommendation is always to open it up to the general public because it's the fair thing to do. And if ultimately the recommendation goes in terms of the person that the board really wants, that's how it's going to go. But it's done in a way that's actually very inclusive.
So maybe we should hold off on our recommendation until we fully understand the procedure.
Antonio just answered back.
Huh?
I texted him and I said, Antonio, what he was doing. He said, we can help. Antonio just answered my text.
Good. So that's
I guess we should send him the email. He said, we can help. He's indicated now with my text. He texted me back.
He said what?
He said, we can help. I said, listen, what's going on, and I told him about Jerry retirement. And, he says, can you help? What can we do? He said, we can help. So what questions do we have to ask him? Can we make recommendations? Should we just put that in the email tomorrow since he said he can help?
Well, I'll reach out to the director of community boards and talk to her and find out what our steps are.
Okay.
What do we need to do to proceed?
So what do we want to do with that motion that we voted on, where that, the motion to recommend that Joanna be appointed? Do you want to go ahead with that motion or rescind it?
This is Phil. I leave it in place. Why not? That's good. That's our feelings. Let's put it before the board and see what they feel.
Yes, I agree with
Have a stronger position as we move forward. If we get a full board approval, we'll have a stronger position moving forward. To recommend her.
Bill, you sound so far away.
I'm sorry. I hope you heard all I said.
I didn't.
I heard you, yes.
Yeah, let's keep it in. Let's keep it in.
Yes, let's keep it in. It's our recommendation. It's a recommendation. But what we're asking is that she be in charge.
That's it.
We're asking that she be promoted, right?
Yeah, but we need, that this person is in charge here, and she's promoted. She's the manager, which is the work that she is doing right now. And then we'll have it as a recommendation. Then it's a discussion and what other people recommend. But at least,
How do we want to word it on the agenda?
If I can say my last word and I say goodbye to you, an emergency meeting where this can be discussed with the board. I believe the recommendation is fine. It's your decision. I believe I will still be a good formula really to introduce. The community board meeting is dedicated just about this, including the president, somebody from the borough president, where we can all talk and we can have answer. It's going to be so many questions.
That means that we have to have the emergency meeting before the board meeting.
Yeah, that's what I meant. I mean, dedicated to this, together with the borough office.
When is the, I'm sorry to step on your words, but when is the next board meeting? The full board?
September 13th.
The 13th of September.
13th, Tuesday the 13th.
Well, you think you can wait 13 days?
Yeah.
What?
If you think you can wait 13 days.
No, I'm just saying, we know I'm saying we'll have to call an emergency meeting before, that's what I said, we have to call an emergency meeting before the board meeting.
I suggest we just let the full body know what's going on, the full board. we're getting guidance from from the borough president. We're sending out the email, whatever we ask for guidance, whoever's in charge over there. But we must let them know what's going on, and that if the meeting comes before they come back with a solution, that we can we're gonna put in our recommendation. But we definitely, I don't believe that we're gonna have a discussion since we're planning on just reaching out to the borough president's office. So what are we doing? We're just gonna let them know that Jerry's retiring, that we're working on. We reached out to the borough president's office for a suggestion or guidance, that we made a recommendation, and we take it from there.
But do we want to try to set up this meeting for next week?
Well, I think that, I don't know. I mean, I don't know if we want to have an emergency board meeting when we don't have the answers. We need to.
Yes.
I mean, the board meeting is not that far away, and there aren't that many items.
That's why I said we have an emergency meeting. It has to
So
be
I have
next
a
week.
question. I have a question. As an executive committee, can we make an executive decision and vote to reach out to speak with the to reach out to the borough president, because that's your due diligence, Dialis, and get direction from the borough president, and then call an emergency meeting and bring that all back to the full board?
That's what I said, that we just let them know about Jerry's retirement.
There's an ice cream truck on Bushwick Avenue. I can't hear anything.
That's what I said, that we're just going to let them know what's going on in terms of Jerry's retirement. In addition, we reached out to the borough president's office for guidance. But we just, we have to let them know that he's retiring, and that we're taking steps to get the guidance from the borough president's office. What do we do next? But we do have to inform them tomorrow with an email. I don't see an emergency meeting happening because we have no answers.
Yeah, we need direction.
So as a result, we need to let them know, hey, Mr. Jerry, after 45 years of service, we can't even have a party. I want a party to say goodbye, whatever. But we need to let them know this is what's going down.
In the emergency meeting, excuse me, in the emergency meeting, have somebody from the borough president, because there is so many technical things I believe nobody knows. And that could be the opportunity, both for the executive committee, but for the entire board and for the community to understand, somebody knowledgeable, the law and the rules and all the answer can be answered at that emergency meeting. And based on that, these many answers.
Like I said, I will reach out to the community board director. It's probably going to be hard to get anybody because it's a holiday weekend.
Right.
Yes. I agree.
Right. I was just going to say that. Labor Day weekend.
If we have an emergency meeting before we have some sense of what's going on, it's just going to be chaos, in my opinion.
We can't have it. I agree with Del. I agree with you, Del.
I agree. No emergency
This is Labor
meeting.
Day weekend. Nobody's coming to any kind of a meeting. And then right after that, we're having our full board meeting anyway.
And hopefully by then we should have some clarity.
Yeah.
I think we've all been saying the same thing in different ways. Let's get direction from the borough president first, and then bring it to the full board.
And then we can ask one of those or more of those people. We can ask somebody from the borough president's office to come to the full board, but we will already know what the procedure is. So
Dialis is trying to say something. Dialis, were you trying to speak? Were you trying to speak, Dialis? Your lips are moving, but we couldn't hear you.
I was saying, that's what I said. I have to reach out to the community board director and get some directions from her, as how we should proceed with this.
Yes.
Because we can't have an emergency meeting and we don't know what the hell we're talking about. Excuse my French.
I agree. Absolutely, I agree.
Absolutely.
So, we try to get some answers, and hopefully by the time we have the meeting, but like I said, it's the holiday weekend. People are going on vacation, and it's going to be difficult to find somebody to talk to now.
But the letter can be written, right, to request a meeting with the borough president for direction. An email can be sent, or whatever it is.
Yes, that's what should be done.
Yes, start moving the ball.
We decided.
We'll start getting the ball rolling.
Yes, we decided that.
Good. I'm sorry. Again, there's a freaking ice cream truck parked right outside this building.
Yeah, see if we can get somebody to attend the meeting so they can clarify any questions that we have.
Yes, yes, that's good.
So at least again, Antonio answered back and I texted him, he said we can help. We told us we get that ball rolling, send out those emails, CC with Antonio, whoever we're gonna do it, because he says we can help. And therefore
All you
whatever,
said was 3 words, we can help.
yes, we can help.
See, that's telling us nothing.
Because the fact is that I didn't tell him everything that we're discussing, because once we put it in writing what we were discussing, what the outcome of the meeting was, that you could come from you, Madam Chair, or from the community board office. I just said we need guidance. So he said we can help, because I didn't specify anything about we're throwing things out there, brainstorming.
Oh, you
No, I
didn't
want to
tell
see
them about
what they come
Jerry's
up with.
retirement. We need guidance.
You
Yes,
don't
we
know
need
what the
guidance.
guy's doing either. He may be in a meeting or something. You don't know.
Well, at the very
He may
least,
be
he actually
busy.
said
He
we can
can't get
help.
into, can't. That means reach out to his people. That's what it means. They can help us.
Yeah, we need guidance.
Yes, that's what I indicated, and he said we can help. But that's why I didn't want to go specific on details, because we're still brainstorming, throwing things out there. But at the very least, he knows that we're asking for it, and we just send out the email with the CC to him and see what they come back with.
You know, we know they got to help us one way or the other, but somebody's got to reach out. But I'm just surprised that once they knew about this, that they didn't reach out, and they know we don't have but one staff person left.
Well, I think that we should have a very serious talk with them. We're all involved. We'll do next executive committee meeting. Let them know what our grievances are, what our issues are in terms of not getting responded on a timely manner. That we're looking like fools, like a chicken without a head, chasing our own tails, and they have to guide us. They have to be better.
That's what I said. We can't do nothing until we get some guidance on what to do.
All right, folks. I'm sorry. I have to go.
Okay. Does anybody have anything else they want to add?
No, good.
I think we have the right direction.
I agree. Let's just move from here.
Okay.
I'll
I had asked a
I'll send
question,
in that motion.
about what I asked a question about how we gonna title this item on the agenda.
Just indicate what the district manager is a vacancy or something, position vacancy. We're going to discuss or something to that effect.
Isn't it that they discuss the district manager's retirement and vacancy, and perhaps the recommendation of the executive committee that we choose Joanna as the next district manager? Does that make sense?
Well, we can indicate it: vacancy, district manager's retirement and vacancy, and the executive board's recommendations. Is everybody still there?
I have to go, but before I go, Jerry, I guess after, can you hear me?
Yes.
Thank you. After 45 years, 65 days, and I don't know, it's almost 8 o'clock. I don't know. Did you start at 9? and maybe 11 hours. Um, I just want to say thank you for the many years of service that you gave to this community, that I know it's your community and you know and love, and you know it better than any of us. Um, thank you, thank you for being a guide for 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 all the work that you did for the benefit of this community, not just as a district manager, but as a member of it, as a resident of it. Um, and as I said before, you're part and parcel. You're I mean, I'm a little bit, I don't know what to say, really. Um, but I guess it is the course of life, and each and every one of us should be able to enjoy that moment as well. It's hard for us because it was a shocker. We didn't, at least I didn't expect it. Um, so it may seem a little bit, I don't know how it seems to you. It's your last day, and instead of kind of saying things that are celebratory and kind of a little bit of a roast, we're a little bit dealing with the challenge of what to do next. Um, but it was a pleasure, Jerry. It was a pleasure partnering with you. It was a pleasure seeing you for many, many years delivering meals on for seniors in the district during the holidays. Um, and I hope that this is not, like a goodbye. I hope that this is like a see you around, Jerry.
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. And all I could say is that the board members, you are, as the song goes, you are the wind beneath my wings. So that we've gotten so much done together, and the battle's not over, and the city is in dire straits, unfortunately. And you'll see me. We'll be around. You know, I just want to make a
Jerry?
I want to make a suggestion. Uh, I don't know how many people are going to be around on Tuesday, but certainly Chair Fuller has tomorrow and Friday to gather as much information as she can about the process. If it would be possible for you guys to meet again on Tuesday and just compare notes and see, it's like I forgot who said it, but it would be disastrous to go into a full-fledged meeting without having the answers to the protocol, and the protocol changes. So I don't know, like, again, how many of you will be around on Tuesday, but that might be the best way to go to gather as much information as you can. I don't recommend getting information from other community boards because it's not always accurate information. It might have been what worked for that board, but it's not the protocol. So
Mm-hmm.
the information should be gotten from Tamisha Hunningham, who's the Director of Human Resources at Borough Hall, and
Mm-hmm.
or Carol Ann Church. But don't forget, Carol Ann Church's board was without a district manager when Rob Paris left for years and years and years. So,
Mm.
and I believe they're still without a district manager. So, just food for thought.
Jerry,
Yes,
love
Sonia.
you.
Thank you, Sonia.
I can't even talk because I'm just emotional, but
Oh,
I will miss you because you have been just the best, Jerry. I wish you the best. Enjoy, be happy. I am I'm trying to find the right words, but thank you is just not enough, Jerry. Thank you.
thank you, Sonia. And we have a lot to do in this community still. I'm not moving. I'm staying in the community. I will be around.
Oh,
Yeah, you teased me. You said you wasn't coming to the meetings.
So,
You know,
Jerry,
let me tell you a short story. So John Duszewski, who we all knew, John was the chair of board 4, right? And when he became a member of our board, he became a bit of a pain in the butt, John. We love you, John, but you became a bit of a pain in the butt because, it's not good to have a sitting district manager in the room with a new district manager, and then everybody leans over and says, well, what does Jerry think? No, you have to rely on your new person. And, I told Joanna, I said, I'm a phone call away. I told Chair Fuller, I'm a phone call away, you know, and whatever choices are made, I will still be a phone call away for the institutional knowledge that, you know, something Sante called and asked me questions about Transmitter Park. I said, Sante, do you realize that had it not been for me and Vinny Abate, there would be no Transmitter Park? I was the one that read the DCAS brochure where they would DCAS used to issue these brochures saying what properties they were going to auction off. I was thumbing through it and I was like, holy crap, we don't have waterfront park. And here the city was ready to sell the Transmitter Park site. I immediately called Henry Stern. I don't know how many people remember him. He was the old-time parks commissioner. He used to come to our meetings, but he was the big commissioner from Manhattan, you know, not the Brooklyn commissioner, although the Brooklyn commissioners are just as big. We're being recorded. I love you, Marty Moore, you know. And, you know, that's how Transmitter Park was attained as parkland because of Community Board 1 Brooklyn, because of Chair Abate and the rest of the board members, you know.
And also, Jerry, if I can interject, because we have many conversation, and thank you so much for that history and the stuff you have sent, you know, and I passed that to the Friends of Transmitter Park. So it's very important, but I believe what you helped me, and this was especially now at this time, how important and that legacy, because we want to turn every possible space into an entertainment space, but the community battle to have a park, to have a passive park, it's such a little spit of land, and you are the testimony of that battle, you know, and today we still don't have restroom in that park. So, you know, so it was very valuable to know that the history, how it started, and see the document, because you know where the document were, and so thank you for sending that.
Oh, that's why I wanted to send you the proof positive so people couldn't say, oh, no, that's not accurate. Well, it's accurate. You have it in writing, you know.
But we want you to speak, and so hopefully you're gonna still call me, right? So
I owe you a phone call. I've been,
okay.
as you're aware, I've been very busy just tying up
I
loose
see.
ends and going over stuff. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Call me so we can plan, and I can
Yeah.
give answer to.
And I will be there. Yes, I will
Okay.
attend the event on September 10th.
Okay, but we need to talk. So give me a call when
Okay.
you have a moment. Thank you.
Absolutely. Sure. Sure.
Okay, guys, I say goodbye to everybody. Sorry for the intrusion.
Good night.
And thank you
Good
for
night.
the
Good night.
Thank
Good
you.
night.
So Jerry, I just want to second everything everybody said in terms of thanking you. Thank you so much. You've been amazing, and most important, I hope that you have many, many years of lots of enjoyment ahead of you. So
Thank you, Del. Very much appreciated. And don't forget, we were in the cedar trenches together.
yeah. I'm available Tuesday night if we have an emergency or meeting, executive committee meeting.
Is available too.
Me too.
Available Tuesday. So
Okay,
my
go ahead,
calendar
Gina.
Tuesday.
Okay, can we, since Joanna be by herself, can we do the meeting around 5:30, 6 o'clock, do it earlier?
Okay.
Yes.
5:30
sounds
5:30,
good.
6 o'clock?
Well, I'm at work. I will try to get
6 o'clock?
6 o'clock. I'll do it. Yeah.
Okay, 6
Okay.
is
Yeah,
good.
let's try to do it a bit earlier so,
Okay.
she can do
Perfect.
what she needs to do.
Okay, that's September 6th, right?
6, yes. Let me put this in again.
Yeah. So we'll try to get that set up, and I'll reach out and see what information I can gather. If anybody else got any resources and they want to reach out, that's fine.
Madam Chair,
Yes.
this is Sonia. I'm a little bit concerned because I got summons to jury duty on the Monday before the meeting.
The what?
I'm summoned to serve on jury duty, September 12th. So it's downtown Brooklyn. The following Monday, I've been served for jury duty. September 12th.
On the 6th?
The 12th, honey, the 12th, the day before the board meeting. So I'm just concerned because it's downtown Brooklyn. I don't know what time people get out, making it back to do the meeting. So if I be late, just to let you know, heads up, Madam Chair.
The courts ain't gonna keep you all night and all day too.
Honey, remember, I have my staff that kept her, and she leaves out of there at 5. Our board meeting is at 6. I have to get here on the subway to get home.
Okay.
So I said I'm gonna be late, so that to let you know.
Okay, I appreciate that.
Thank you.
But you can make the meeting this Tuesday if we have it, right?
Yes, I say yes. I'm in.
Okay, did Phil leave?
Excuse me? Hi.
Did Phil leave?
Hello?
Where's Phil and Simon left? Okay, well, those of us who here will agree on this on Tuesday at 6 o'clock. So
Chair Fuller?
yes.
Transportation is scheduled to have a meeting on Tuesday 6. Either we have
Okay,
to.
I didn't hear that.
Transportation is scheduled to have a meeting on the 6th, September 6th. We either have to cancel the transportation meeting, or we could do it on Wednesday.
We better do it on Wednesday.
Why can both meetings not happen at the same time? I mean, we're meeting virtually.
His meeting's at 6:30.
Oh, because they need your presence.
It's online on WebEx. You could only have one meeting at a time.
Oh, okay. So let's do it Wednesday then. Wednesday. No,
Let's go for Wednesday.
Hold on a minute.
Because they're doing district needs. The transportation is doing their district needs also. I just saw that.
I can do Wednesday, but I'm going to have a hard stop at 6:45.
Okay.
What about Thursday?
No, I can do Wednesday. I'm just saying I have a hard stop at 6:45. I can be present for 45 minutes.
Yeah, but the discussion is just gonna begin, and then we need the full executive board there to have input, so we all understand what's going on.
It works better for me at 6:30 if that's possible.
It works better what?
At 6:30 if that's possible.
On Tuesday?
On Wednesday.
On Wednesday? Okay, if that works better for you.
Then that means I only have 15 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Well, why would just say 7 o'clock or 7:30? That way everybody can get home and we can just jump on this meeting.
Let's do it at 6. Let's do it at 6. Let's do it at 6.
But Joanna can't do it at 6:30.
Everyone else, huh?
But Joanna's not available at 6:30.
Yeah, Joanna needs to do it at 6:30.
Well, if it's better for you, we could start it at 6:40, 6:45. That's fine with me.
Maria, I have a hard stop at 6:45. I have to be off the meeting.
Off the meeting.
Mm-hmm.
You do Thursday?
Madam Chair.
We should just go to Thursday.
Madam Chair. I think we should do it on Thursday, depending on the feedback from the board president. And if we do have any feedback or any guidance, because we still.
I'm sorry, Sonia, but the reason why I suggested Tuesday was because you were technically holding off on putting something on the agenda until you know
I see what you're
word
saying.
is.
Yeah, that makes
So
sense. That makes sense.
my recommendation would be have it on Tuesday and ask transportation to reschedule. That's all. If Tuesday is the only day that works for everybody.
Yeah, then that sounds like a plan. But we definitely agreed upon the email for the full body tomorrow regarding your retirement, right?
Yes, it has to go out tomorrow. Everybody needs to be notified so that they don't just hear it, piecemeal. This is.
I don't know if that's gonna happen. I don't know if that's gonna happen tomorrow.
But it has to. I mean, we can't wait anymore.
We can't, because we're aware of it today, and it's going to be a problem. They can see this on.
Yeah, that's going to be
a real
problem.
It's going to be chaos.
Just an email notifying everybody that Jerry is retired as of today, and that we are in the process of looking into the procedure of filling his
Recruiting,
position.
recruiting the next, the next DM.
And maybe that and also that the executive committee voted to recommend to the full board to hire Joanna.
Jared, since you're still in the office and it's not 12 midnight yet, can you send that email out tonight? Because I'm not sure it's going to go out tomorrow.
Jerry's last, he's on till midnight? Wow.
Jerry
What a
left the
way to
building?
go, Jerry. What a way to go.
Jared? Well, I don't think it's going to go
I
out
have to
tomorrow
go. I
because
stayed longer, but I have to go. Thank you
Joanna,
so
is
much.
Jerry there?
I don't know. He's not answering me.
What time are we
I
meeting
don't
on
think it's
Tuesday?
going to go out tomorrow because Joanna has an appointment tomorrow and the office is going to be closed.
Oh, where's Joanna?
He said
She's there?
6 o'clock on Tuesday, and to ask Transportation Committee to reschedule, and we meet at 6 o'clock on Tuesday.
Okay.
And it's an emergency, therefore, there should be flexibility.
Okay, good.
Okay, that's a plan. Okay, if there's nothing else.
Peace out, honey. I have to
Bye,
go.
everybody.
Good night, everybody.
Very
Stay
nice.
safe. Have a good
Very
holiday.
Good luck. Have a good life. Stay healthy. Be good. Stay around. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Good night.
Good night.